DinDin! 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 We are making Zataraini's red beans and rice. Probably my favorite food as of right now. And let's get right into it. We need half-cut sausage, Polish sausage. We're going to put these in the air fryer. We're going to put these in the air fryer for 8 minutes. Actually, on second thought, 9 minutes. All right. While those are cooking, next thing we need is 2 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to be using Imperial margarine. And we have our measuring cups right here. We got 1 tablespoon. Let's go. And let's go get a butter knife to be more precise. Some good tablespoon right there. All right, next tablespoon, here we go. Butter knife. Oh, yep, there it is. Butter knife, margarine. Here we go. That's a good tablespoon right there. That's even better than the last one. There we go. All right. Now, next thing we need is 3 cups of water. Let's get that right now. We have 2 cups of water right here. Then all we need after this is 1 more cup. But before that, I always like to start cooking right before that, because what you need to do is put butter in here. Get the beans and rice mixture out of the package. And then have it ready. And then you start cooking the butter in the pan right here. Cook the butter until it's just about a liquid, but not quite. So basically just melt it and then put in the red beans and rice, and then have it mixed with the butter. And then that's the best way to get the best quality and consistency of butter throughout the entire pasta. Butter smells nasty. Hate it. But it'll all be worth it. Oh, dude. This is disgusting. I hate butter. I hate it. In any circumstance, really. Unless if it's mixed with food. But just butter on its own? Okay, that's about good. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Smells pretty good. Now we mix the butter with the dried beans and rice and the seasoning for the best consistency possible. And I like to do this as thoroughly as I can. Oh boy. This looks about right. Here we go. Let's add the water. 3, 2, 1. Splendid. Let's add one more cup, shall we? One cup of water, bam! Just over 1 cup of water. But the more water, the more it'll soak in, and the less dry it'll be. Even though I like it dry, like really dry. I don't want any water at all. No water at all. Some people like their beans and rice water. I hate water! I hate water. All right, let's go shake up those sausages. Happy birthday. All right. Next step is to let the mixture of water, butter, and red beans and rice with the water, bring it to boil, and eventually take it down to a simmer. So we might just do that. But you know me. Sometimes I like to break the rules a little bit. part of me says I should add more salt, but this is already pretty salty on its own. The only really drawback to this dish is the amount of sodium in it. So 620 milligrams, which is about 27% of your daily value of sodium, and it's a lot. But usually if I were to eat this, I wouldn't have very many other salty things in my day. So like explicitly salty stuff. Like, of course, maybe like a few chips here and there, but this would be the main salty thing of my day, because usually I'd have this for lunch, and I think it's kind of what I'm doing right now. It's 1:03 a.m. right now, or p.m., that's wrong. So I'm having this for lunch, between lunch and dinner. One serving size is 1/4 of a cup of the mix. So yeah, eating this entire thing would basically just be my entire salt intake for the day on a healthy, nutritionally recommended diet. But I'm a pretty salty guy, so I like to have a little bit of salt here and there. But my main goal with this is I like to make it on the spicy side. Make this as spicy as possible. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a pinch of cayenne pepper right here. You know me with my cayenne pepper. And we're gonna give a good, generous amount of this stuff into the mixture. That's pretty good. I don't want too much though, because then it takes away from the original Zataraini's flavor. And I think it's quite nostalgic to me. Reminds me of summer, when I used to eat this a lot more frequently. I would wake up in the morning, go to cross-country training, then I'd go to the gym, and I'd come home and I'd eat this stuff. Good times. This upcoming summer is going to be pretty cool too, except I'm only going to be doing cross-country training, focusing solely on that rather than building muscle on top of that. Building muscle on top of already straining my legs a lot was a bit of a hassle, to say the least. I got shin splints a lot, and that's a common problem in running. But this year, I'm going to just focus solely on increasing my cardiovascular endurance for cross country, so that by the time the fall season comes, I should be getting some pretty serious PRs. That's my goal. And this past year, I've been focusing solely on enjoying running a lot. But yeah, so this summer, I'm going to be doing a lot of that. And I'm taking 4 Spanish classes, just because you can't go into 4-year university colleges straight out of high school without a world language degree. And I'm wanting to get that out of the way, because I got pretty decent plans for college right now. Thinking about George Fox. But of course, things could change. But, you know, I mean, I'm having a good time in high school. So, I am good in the hood. And we get to eat red beans and rice. So, that's good enough for me. Let's wash the butter off this knife and cut up our sausages. Din. Din. Starting to get a bit closer to a boil. Starting to evaporate a little bit. Eventually, this will condensate, precipitate, and then it leak back down. They call that the water cycle. That was my street name a while ago. They called me the water cycle. It was a rather feared name. I was pretty notorious on those streets in my past life. They're all like, oh no, it's the big WC, the water cycle, he's coming to get you, kind of deal. Like, they're all terrified and I just laughed. But yeah, they hated me. Alright, we're going to wait for our sausages to cool down before we cut them because I don't want to touch those when they are surface of the sun hot. Oh yeah, by the way, happy birthday. Oh yeah, did I tell you? Happy birthday. Stress ball. Oh, it's hairy. Never mind. Forget about that. 3D printed STEM toy. This thing's actually, I don't really know what this is for. Jeez, I almost dropped that. It's like, I think you're supposed to massage yourself with this thing because it's spiky, almost like one of those rollout things, but I don't know. 3D printers are fun. We have one. Happy birthday. All right. I would call that a pretty good boil. Let's take that down to a simmer. And let's put the lid on the pasta so all the smoke coming out can condensate on the roof of the lid and then drip back down so it doesn't lose flavor. Let's do that. So I'm gonna let that sit and I'm gonna cut up the sausages now. Jeez. Oh, yep. It does that. Air trying to escape through here. So that's limiting the amount of air that can come out, increasing the maximum amount of flavor in the pot. Laser pointer. Laser pointer. That's actually probably bad for the camera. I heard this is radioactive. I could reflect it. Laser pointer. Laser pointer. My cat left a while ago. I don't know where she went. Happy birthday. Oh! Oh! How? Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait a little bit. I don't like being burnt. That was actually kind of cool. See this thing? This is for when you need to break into a window of a car that's sinking. All you need to do is press this thing against something. I don't know if it'll work. Hear that click? If you press hard, If you press hard enough, it's spring loaded. So it'll click against something and it's a super fast, strong jolt of force in one really small area. So if that was tempered glass you put this up against, shatter it into a million different pieces. Because that's all you really need to break a window. It's just a lot of force on one tiny particular spot. And then you're good. Yeah, that thing's fun. I don't even know where it came from. Din-din! Even though it's lunch, I don't care. Ow. Ow! Scrub Daddy? Well, you could shut up! Alright, here we go. We got our sausages. And we're going to put them into the pot. Still at a simmer. A light simmer. Ooh, that's good. That's good. Nice whiff of cayenne pepper and the red beans and rice. Alright, the sausages have been placed into the mixture. Here we go. Let's set the pan down. 3, 2, 1. Alright, and then we can put this into the sink. I won't have to do much safety precautions with this because the sausage was already cooked before I put it into the air fryer. But if it were something like raw chicken, I would really need to keep that thing away from everything else because cross-contamination. Cooking safety 101. You don't want to get E. coli, or what was the other one? It was E. coli that you can sometimes get from raw food, or you can get like, oh, I don't even remember. It was something weird. It was something really bad. Happy birthday. Tasty. Some people call me a coffee addict. Well, they can also shut up. Actually, only one person calls me a coffee addict. He called me that like 2 days ago, but he paid for it the night of. Usually when people insult me, they don't think about the consequences. And then come 3 a.m. and they're like, no, I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. Well, too late, dude. Too late. You're already about to get sent to the, like, who knows where or something like that. Forget what realm it is, but like no, I didn't mean it. Yeah, you could have said sorry when you had the time, but judgment time has come, and you're trapped in your bed, and you have nothing you can do about it. So don't call me a coffee addict. I'm talking to you, Beckett Kruger. Only a few people know who he is. But yeah, happy birthday. Let me drink coffee in peace. I need constant stim. Coffee is really good stim. Because otherwise I get tired. And I don't want to be tired, and I don't want to be bored. So don't call me a coffee addict, or else you're trapped in sleep paralysis. And I'm there, and you can't do anything about it. Sound good? I bet it does. All right. We don't need margarine anymore, so we're probably going to put that back into the fridge. I'm just going to keep this around for good keeping. This is what the final product should look like. A lot like jambalaya, another well-known Cajun dish. I went to a Cajun food cart a few days ago, and all they really had was this weird mac and cheese stuff, and then a bunch of different hot dogs and cheeseburgers. I was hoping they had red beans and rice, or at least jambalaya there, but turns out they didn't. I was a bit sad, but it'll be okay. One of these days I'll find a really good Cajun place. I've been starting to enjoy a lot more Cajun-style foods. When I first tried the Cajun fries at Five Guys, I didn't actually like them at all. I thought it was disgusting, but who knew? My taste for Cajun food has come back starting about last year. Because also I used to get red beans and rice at Popeyes. I used to hate it as well, but now I love it. Like, Popeyes is, I would arguably say, is better than this stuff. But if this is done right, this is pretty close. But Popeyes reigns supreme. Popeyes sounds mad good about right now. Actually, about really any time of the day, any time, any week, any month. I want me some Popeyes. I'm sure some of you guys can agree. And by the way, happy birthday, Beckett. Happy birthday. If you're watching this and it's actually your birthday, thank you. I'm glad I get to celebrate that. All right. It's about time we should mix it around. Part of me says I should add some veggies. That's probably a good idea. I need to have vitamin C. Otherwise I'm going to get sick. And I can't play trombone. Or at least good. I don't like being sick. Maybe some of you do, but I don't like being sick. Let's see. Tomato, lemon, cucumber, spinach, more tomato, lettuce, onion, okay. Onion, that's good. Bell peppers, onions. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. There we go. Let's add some bell peppers and onions to the mix of red beans and rice. These are from when I had gyros last night. Gyros are pretty good if done well, but you gotta balance the amount of tzatziki sauce and onions. They contrast because the onions are really bitter. Tzatziki sauce is pretty sweet, mixed with cucumbers. If you mix them just right and then add the lamb and add the falafel, then it's pretty good, but too much onion, then not good. And then I'm fine with a little bit too much tzatziki sauce because I like sweet stuff. That's why I always choose Coffee Mate hazelnut creamer in my coffee, because black coffee scares me. And you can insult me all day long, but remember what I said, there are consequences. Oh, dang. Oh, it'll be okay. All right, here we go. Let's put the lid back on. Actually, no, first let's stir. Let's put the lid back on. 3, 2, 1. Put these back in the refrigerator. Okay. Yep. All right. Now what we do is we wait. And I won't leave you guys without stim for that long. So skip to when it's just about done. Here we go. All right. The red beans and rice are finally done. Here's the finished product. Just the right consistency as I want it. So now it's time to serve it up. We're gonna get a bowl from outside of the cupboard. And I mean a big bowl because it's been about an hour since I first put it in to the pot. And now my long-awaited DinDin/lunch is being served. Here we go. It's about to be good. Let's get a bite of red beans and rice, the finished product. Here we go. Give me a second.